Netflix seems to be doubling down on its love for black and white movies lately. Just last year, we got both the 40-year-old version and Mank, two very different yet equally brilliant films about struggling artists navigating their way through their respective industries. The latter will even go on to score some big nominations at the forthcoming Golden Globes. And now we have Malcolm and Marie, an emotional rollercoaster of a film, starring Zendaya and John David Washington. Hi guys, Michael Abayemi here, and today I'm reviewing the new romantic drama Malcolm and Marie. In Malcolm and Marie, John David Washington plays Malcolm, an up-and-coming film director whose latest movie just had his Hollywood premiere, while Zendaya plays Marie, his girlfriend. Having just returned from what was an otherwise successful first showing for his film, the couple intend to spend the rest of the evening together, waiting for the first reviews to show up online. But what was meant to be a night of celebration quickly turns tempestuous when bottled-up feelings are let loose, threatening to derail their plans. Anyone going into Malcolm and Marie expecting a feel-good romance would most likely come out of it feeling sorely disappointed. Despite being billed as such, the film treads the lines of something closer to a psychological drama than a romantic one. Basically, if your idea of a good time is watching a couple get into back-to-back arguments over the course of one night, then boy are you in for a treat. But chances are that is not the case, which is why the movie might feel like a bit of a drag for most. Both John David Washington and Zendaya proved to be charismatic leads though, with the actors holding their own and ensuring that the movie never became anything less than intriguing. But they were ultimately let down by a story that couldn't seem to decide what it was trying to say for much of its runtime. One moment, the film could be attempting to dissect the core issues at the heart of the couple's relationship. The next, it turns its focus on Hollywood and its need for political correctness in this day and age. This lends the movie a rather jumbled up message that never became any clearer as the movie went along. That said, I really did enjoy whenever it touched upon the disparities between an artist's vision and the reviewer's interpretation of their work. I just wish those discussions had been had in a much better context, and not in the shadow of a relationship that seems to be heading for the rocks. Another aspect of the movie I really enjoyed was the cinematography. From smooth tracking shots that always ensured both actors were in frame when they needed to be, to close-ups that really served to heighten their emotions as the arguments heated up. The movie itself was shot during the coronavirus lockdowns, and it shows, with a single location setting and dialogue-heavy screenplay. But the way it was presented, in stunning black and white, made certain that it was never anything short of captivating. Malcolm and Marie is far from what I would call essential viewing. It is certainly not a feel-good romance. But that is not inherently a bad thing, as it paints a picture of a more realistic romance that was oftentimes relatable. The movie is definitely worth checking out on the strength of its two leads alone. Just don't expect the kind of gratification you get from your typical romantic fare. I'll give the film a 6 out of 10. Which of the recent black and white movies on Netflix did you enjoy the most? Let me know in the comment section down below. It's almost Valentine, and I'll be putting out a top 10 movies to watch this Valentine video, so make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on if you'd like to see that video as soon as it goes up. And until the next one, this is Michael, signing off.